The W, the O, the R, the K. The W, the O, the R, the K. Look yourself in the face. Look yourself in the mirror, ask yourself, are you giving 120% every day? Every play? Give me 120 or don't give me nothing at all. The guy you competing against, you haven't outworked him. You've not outworked the person next to you. You've not out-hustled them. You've not out-grind them. You've not outdone them. You're not locked in. Bring all your passion. Bring heart. Every single game, every single play. Put forth 120% or don't ask nobody to do nothing for you. The W, the O, the R, the K. The W, the O.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's going on? Happy Wednesday, y'all. Happy Wednesday. Hump day. Let's get over the hump. Let's do what we gotta do. Get in this market, get over the hump, wake up, get after it. What's up, Junior? What's up, Curtis? Good morning, y'all. Good morning, Curtis. You missed a hell of a live stream yesterday over there on TikTok, though. But yeah, we're definitely up at it, doing our thing this morning. Tired, man. Tired a little bit this morning. But we here. Got my coffee. We here. Settle in. Market's doing what it does. We're up and down in this market, guys. Guys got me for about an hour today. And then we're gonna get up out of here. But the market's doing what it does, man. It's up and down. I got a huge amount of advice for you guys other than to hang in there. This thing's just consolidating. So it's good. Putting in work. Yeah, we all try to put in this work, man. Good morning, Junior, man. Hope you're doing good. Selmo, good morning, man. How are you, brother? How are you? How you been? Happy hump day, Selmo. Hope you're doing well. But yeah, we're just consolidating sideways in this market, guys. Stock market's trading sideways, crypto market's trading sideways. Everybody's just kind of hanging in there. I think we're consolidating, ready for a move to the upside, big upside move. I think a little shake out here, a little shake out there. I think that's what we're going through right now. But y'all got big news though. Yeah, Ondo Ripple news. Big Ondo Ripple news. But yeah, we're gonna do this for about an hour, y'all. Gonna get up after it for about an hour, get into the markets, stretch your bones, drink your coffee, get up, get moving, get ready. Oh yeah. The Junior, you on your way to work, brother? You ready to put it in today on this hump day? Giving everybody a chance to get in here. Got about I see we got 17 people already up in this stream. In between YouTube and X. Go ahead, smash that like button, y'all, and share this thing out on X and get it out there. Got to start sharing these out. But yeah, so definitely like where we're at. I think we're consolidating. I think it's just a consolidation period right now. We just kind of trading sideways in both of the markets. So I like it. So gives me a chance to buy a little bit more, I guess. Build your bags up a little bit. So where are we at? Selmo? Asian markets. They traded well last night. They didn't trade too bad. European markets. They didn't trade good. They're not trading good right now. European markets look like they're trading down. They don't like something. That's going on over there right now. And the United States markets, they're not bad. NASDAQ looks like it's having a little bit of a problem this morning. But other than that, they don't look too bad. So get them European markets moving. And hopefully that'll pump crypto too. But everything looks solid still. Everything still looks solid. Disney's crushed their earnings yesterday based on their streaming services. right here. What's Trump doing to the EU, man? What's this article talking about? This could be why the EU is not trading that well. Trump is telling the EU's 600 billion investment pledge, but it might never happen. That's why it's one of the fake pledges. You know, oh hey, yeah, we're gonna give you guys this or do this. It looks good on paper, but usually 9 times out of 10 it never hits the dirt. So let's see. That could be why they're not trading well over there. So I don't know. We shall see. We shall see, y'all. We shall see. But yeah, I mean, the video looked good this morning. Everything looked good this morning. So you know, we'll see what the United States does when they wake up and really the markets start to open. What you got going on, Curtis? Preseason on Friday. Yeah, Selmo, preseason on Friday, man. Yo, I heard that they were gonna start Sanders over there in Cleveland. Yeah. Shador, yeah. Shador will be the starter, man. You know, hey, sometimes all them injuries that everybody has, they say there's a bunch of injuries over there in Cleveland, and that's why he's getting a start. So hey, we'll take it though. Sometimes injuries are the key. I think he's gonna blow it up, man. I think he's gonna do fine, man. I think he's gonna be QB2 by the end of the preseason. I think he'll be QB2. I think they'll definitely start Flacco over there in Cleveland. And I think he'll get to week 1 nod. I don't think he'll make it through the season, but I think he'll get to week 1 nod. I mean, I think he's going to take a hit or two and he's going to be done. But so yeah, we'll see how Sanders does on Friday. That's a big day for him. Huge day. I think he will end up getting a regular season start though. Definitely think that's gonna happen. What we got going on over here in the crypto market, y'all? We got Bitcoin Fear and Greed index in at 55, same place it was when we streamed last time. Let me refresh just to see if the numbers didn't change while we're setting up. Always like the fresh numbers, the new numbers. Let's see. 52 went down. 52. Damn, that went down pretty good this morning. So Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index sitting at 52. Altcoin season sitting at 36 out of 100. Keep dipping, guys. We're right back into Bitcoin season right now. Altcoin season canceled right now. They put a cancellation on that shit. Cancel that. What they say in New Jack City? Cancel that B. That's what they did. They canceled the altcoin season for right now. We're 36 out of 100. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see if we accumulation period right now is what we're in. That's what I was saying earlier. Right now, like earlier this morning when we first got on here, it's really an accumulation period. That's kind of where we at. Altcoin season kind of got canceled, like Nino Brown canceled it, and it is what it is. But hey, I ain't mad at it. Right now. Scottish, what's going on, man? Good morning, brother. Good morning, my brother. How are you? But yeah, I'm not mad. Give us a chance to accumulate a little bit more of what's going on of these altcoins. Gotta load these bags up even more, I guess. But yeah, 52 out of 100. We're still in neutral, but that's a big dip from 55. Got the total cryptocurrency market cap sitting at 3.72 trillion. It looks like we lost about $3 billion in the past 24 hours out of the market. Not good. Yesterday, we had the ETFs put us in a negative 122.9, called $123 million. They put in a negative 123 million. That means the ETFs are leaking too. But yeah, it's just a little rough out here. It's hard out here for a pimp right now. You got 61.5% Bitcoin dominance. That Bitcoin dominance keeps pumping up and up and up and up and up. We're gonna get back to probably gonna end up back at 62 here pretty soon. And if we do, then we're definitely. I mean, we're in Bitcoin season right now, guys. This is not altcoin season anymore. Like I said, we canceled that. Typical August. Yeah, this is a typical August, typical September. August and September are notorious for being down for crypto. It's they're notorious for being rough months for crypto, and then October is notorious for just coming back and just basically smashing things. That's why I'm not on here and I'm not that worried about it, because this is pretty par for the course, right? And it's kind of what we go through every year. You know, you'll have a great August. I mean, you'll have a great October, November, December. You'll trade sideways. January, you'll really start to bring it back. It's usually how this goes. Uh, but yeah, this is accumulation, right? This right here is where everybody should be accumulating. School starting, yeah, school starting. Summer's ending, school starting, and then right around, you know, October, you'll really start to see that pump back up. November, you'll start to see the pump back up. Right around December, you'll start to see us be flat because of tax season, Christmas time, things like that. You'll start to see us be flat, trade sideways a little bit. Tax season is the big one. People start tax harvesting in December, and they'll start selling for losses so that they can write it off on taxes. And then January, you get that pump back up. But so we'll see, man. $828.97 billion in longs and shorts sitting out there, seeing if they can go and get liquidated or not. That's a big amount of short. That's a big amount of future of longs and shorts sitting out there right now. So we'll see. That's usually a target for price manipulation right there. The lizard people will go in, up. They'll come in. They'll suck up the liquidity on the way up. They'll suck up the liquidity on the way down, and they'll just keep sucking the liquidity out of the market when you have huge amounts of futures and longs and shorts in the market, and that's kind of what I expect to see here in a minute. Man, we put a red daily on the day yesterday. Not looking too hot over here on the bubbles for the day. Bitcoin sitting at 114. $114,081 right now. Yeah, we got as low as 112, so I'm not gonna cry over 114. You got Ethereum sitting at $3,617 right now. Ethereum, got as low as 3,500 over the past 48 hours, so 36 isn't bad. 36 isn't bad. 3,600, we'll take it. XRP could not hold on to the $3 mark. Went down to $2.94. So that's a little rough for XRP though. They really needed to hold on to that $3 mark, and just couldn't do it. Just too much sell pressure. Solana sitting at 163. 163 right now. So not bad, but XRP does have a green hourly. So we'll see. The bears and the bulls are fighting that $3 mark right now. See who wins that fight. But that $3 mark is important for XRP to hold on to. There's a lot of downside if they don't. Cardano sitting at 72 cents right now. Just kind of trading sideways. Hydro Liquid sitting at $37.32. Not too bad. Q4, yeah, I got Q4 too. We've been saying that for a while too, Scott. It's like Q4, I think, is when I think the market's really going to start to take off and start that super cycle. I do think we're still going to get a super cycle. Like a lot of people want to cancel the super cycle. I'm not canceling it. I think that we're still going to have a super cycle. I think it's going to be monstrous. I think there's just so much macro stuff going on, nonsense. I call it nonsense, right? Macro nonsense going on that we've got to wade our way through some of that craziness, that ridiculousness. Every day it seems to be something else. Every day somebody else is getting tariffed. Every day, something else is going on in the market. Somebody's getting fired. What really killed these markets though was the jobs report. When they came out and they had to revise them numbers to the hundreds of thousands of jobs, that let everybody know that the economy here in the United States was nowhere near as strong as they thought it was. They thought that they were trading in a strong economy, and they realized real fast that they were trading in a weak economy. And that changed everything. That changed everything. And now there's absolutely no reason. There is no reason for us not to get a rate cut in September. With the jobs numbers that come out the way that they came out in the revisions, there's absolutely no reason for us not to get a rate cut. If we don't get a rate cut in September, it's strictly because they're being political. Ken, good morning, good early afternoon to you, brother. How are you? How are you, brother? But yeah, that's a straight political move if we don't get one in September. That'll be absurd. Let's see here. What you got going on in the chat? Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier, Scottish. I don't know, maybe it was last week. If you just bought Bitcoin the whole bear market, you would have been crazy. Your portfolio would have looked so good. Would have just looked phenomenal. My man Ken is in the building. What's going on, doggy dog? But yeah, if you would have bought nothing else, the whole bear market for 3.5, 4 years, you would have been looking good. I think Powell would just make. I think 25 basis points is what we're going to get, Scottish. I think you got to get 25. I think you got to get 25 basis points in September. I think that's definitely kind of where it should go. The right thing to do, I think, is 25 basis points. And I think you should get 25 basis points 3 times this year. And Powell came out the other day and he said, I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before. My days just kind of keep running together. But he came out and he said that he was more concerned. He's concerned about the numbers now. Well, the same numbers that you use to raise rates are the same numbers now that you need to use to lower rates, right? Like, don't come out now and say that you're worried about the numbers. You weren't worried about the numbers or the validity of the numbers when you use them to pump rates up as high as they are now. And the numbers were fine then. The people giving you the numbers were fine then. They should be fine now for you to cut rates. So, we'll see. The political games are ridiculousness. And we can get into the whole FOMC. We can get into the whole Federal Reserve and my take on that and how much of a scam that is and how jacked up that whole system is. You literally have bankers who make money by charging the people interest on loans, credit cards, in anything, right? Bank accounts, anything. They make money off of interest payments. And we're asking these same people to vote on interest rate cuts. How idiotic is that? Seriously, how stupid is that? Like, who has a system like that? It's not even in their best interest to cut rates. No need for the hell. Just like banks. Yeah, I agree, man. It's I agree, Curtis. Like, crypto is supposed to be setting everybody free, right? And it will eventually. You can see the system changing right in front of our face, right? You can see the system changing. It's going, everything's coming on chain. Everything's coming into the blockchain. The banking system's changing. You can see it, and even the stock market itself is changing. Yeah, they are scared. The Federal Reserve is scared, and that's it's one of these things. Like, we could go on and on and on about the Federal Reserve and how corrupt it is. You know what I mean? You literally have bankers cutting rates, and every time they cut rates, they're cutting their own profit margins, right? So all the banks posted profits, right? This quarter, this quarter for their market on their balance sheets, right? They made more money even than what they projected to make. Where did they make it? They made it off of interest rates. They made it off of interest from the consumers, right? Credit card interest, loan interest, and stuff like that. So why would they sit around a room now and go, yeah, I think let's cut rates today, pal. So that way my third quarter report will look worse than my second quarter report. Let's cut rates. Yeah. It doesn't make a whole hell of a lot of sense, you know. But hey, here's some big news right here, though. I think this is the biggest news out of the 24 hours right here. You know, Ondo Finance all set to build Wall Street 2.0 on the Ripple XRP ledger. Let that sink in for a minute. Ondo is backed by BlackRock, who is the richest company in the world, not only in the United States, the world, is now looking at bringing Wall Street 2.0, the new stock exchange, you know, tokenized assets, tokenized stock, tokenized assets, all that 24-hour trading of all your stocks to Ripple's ledger, RippleNet. Think about that for a minute. Thank you, Ken. Smash that like button, y'all. Smash that share button. Smash that like button, and then go over to Twitter and smash that share button. X. I still call it Twitter. Older. And smash that share button. Get us out there, y'all. Good morning, my brother. What's up? So, Ondo Finance and Ripple, you know, this is going to be huge. If they can pull this off, right? And of course, we get headlines and we get ourselves all pumped up and, you know, all that good stuff that goes along with that, right? But if they can literally pull this off, and if I'm putting my money on anybody, I'm putting it on BlackRock to pull stuff off here. If they can pull this off and they can tokenize all the stocks and start trading them on RippleNet, on Ripple's ledger, right? XRP Ripple ledger. Imagine a volume that's going to come through that blockchain, right? And we know that when it comes to a blockchain, price equals volume, right? Price equals volume. The more volume that you have, the higher your price goes, or, you know, people are selling off on you, the lower your price goes. But volume equals price, right? So this is monster news for Ripple and XRP if they can get this done. Yeah, and Ondo. This is monster news for all of them guys. So pay attention to what's going on over here, because this thing could change the way that the stock market even looks. Get your coffee kicked back, y'all. Got to get me a drink. But yeah, this could change the way the stock market even looks, guys. So, and you're starting to see these things come together, right? We're starting to see these shoes, these what do they call it? The shoe drops. We're starting to see these shoes start to drop, and you're starting to see things change right in front of your face. They're fighting it every step of the way. They don't want it to come. But eventually you can only fight it for so long before you have to get on board. That's bullish as fuck for XRP. It is XRP and Ondo. You know, it's bullish for both of them. But that's monster news, right? Now it's a matter of, can you pull it off, right? Can you actually get it done? It's one thing to put out a news report and say, this is where we're headed, this is what we want to do, this is the partnership that we have. It's another thing to say, all right, now we're going to fight all of the powers. We're going to fight everybody who doesn't want us there, and we're going to pull it off. And like I said, I would put my money behind BlackRock. Unfortunately, I mean, when you look at it, you know, like BlackRock or hate BlackRock, they control everything. They control the politicians. They control the stock market. They control the world markets. They control everything. So if anybody can do it, it's going to be them. And obviously they're on board. So I like what I see. Got the hourly starting to fill in green, y'all. When I woke up, this thing was pure blood red. So starting to definitely fill in green, which is definitely looking good for the hour, man. Starting to pump up a little bit on Bitcoin here, Ethereum as well. So I like what we're seeing over there. Like what we're seeing. Let's go ahead, man. Let's pull up some of these charts. Let's see what some of these charts look like. That's Eric Jerome. Let's look at BTC. Got BTC chart right here. Looking at, like I said, 114, $114,239. Putting in this somewhat of a green candle on this 4 hour. Here's the key right here, guys. It's 112 and a half, right? If Bitcoin drops right around 112 and a half or lower, we're gonna go. Hold on, let me get rid of this. Get rid of this box over here. Get rid of this. Download this. There we go. So if Bitcoin goes up underneath this box right here, 112 and a half, somewhere up in there, we're headed to 108, right? So we're at a crucial level right now. Bitcoin traded sideways right here inside of this consolidation for weeks, right? We need to get back up inside of here. And we're not that far away. I know it looks like we are, but we're not. This is like 150, right around 115, right? Call it 115, 115.2, 115,002. We got to get back up inside of this box. That's where all your support is right now. And if we can't get there, we head down here in this box, we got 108. We got 108 sitting on the table right now. How you hanging in there? How you hanging in there, man? You hanging good? Orientation today? Oh, you're going to orientation today. You ain't going to work. You ain't going to work. So yeah, so we're in this middle. We're in between these two big phases of Bitcoin right here. And if you can see this big run of Bitcoin right here, there was no structure put in. There was no support resistant levels put in. And that's what we're doing right now. We're just kind of building that structure. But if we fall below that 112 and a half, we're in trouble. We are definitely in trouble. If that happens, you'll see a big downturn in Bitcoin, because there's not a lot. There's not a lot there. So the Bitcoin chart and the total 2 chart are the 2 charts that I'm really paying attention to right now. The total 2 chart, obviously, because a lot of the this is your altcoins, right? 1.4 trillion. This thing's got to get above. I'm looking for this thing to get above right around 1 point. Where are we at here? Probably right about there. We're at 1.4 trillion right now. I'm looking for this thing. I want this thing to get right around right above 1.43 trillion. Right above there. There's a lot of good support right above 1.43 trillion. We're not that far away. If this thing could just get back up into there, I think you'll see a altcoin season. I mean, you'll see us go back to a little bit more of an altcoin season. Work later. All right. Oh, good. Waiting on you. Waiting on you, Daniel. To tell me. Hey, man. All right. Heat, man. I'm DCAing into this market right now. I'm tiptoeing into this market. I think Q4 is where it's at. I think Q4 is, we're going to start to see this. We're going to start to see the ramp up in Q4, man. And I think it's going to go right into Q5. I think we're going to get into a super cycle. I still think the super cycle is on the table. I'm not round tripping anything. I ain't round tripping nothing. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you guys right now, at the end of this cycle, when I think this cycle's over, like a lot of people have different predictions of when the cycle's over. I'm going to let the charts tell me when the cycle's over. We got to get to the cycle first, though. But when we're in the cycle, when I think the top of the cycle is in, I'm emptying. I'm emptying out my all my alts. I'm emptying it. I'm emptying it out, man. Um, so nobody can call the top, right? So we're never gonna call the top, and we're never gonna call the exact bottom. But damn it, I'm gonna try to come close as I can. But I'm not gonna hold anything. And then I'll rinse and repeat. In the next bear market, we'll rinse and repeat. What's going on. So that's kind of how I'm playing it, man. A lot of people disagree with it, but that's how I'm playing it. I'm not, lessons learned from previous cycles. XLM is actually doing pretty damn well right now. It's holding up pretty well at 39 cents. Again, you see this. We talk about these boxes I have all over my charts, and these are just really sideways patterns that people have been trading in these boxes, and where you can kind of expect crypto to go, that particular crypto to go. XLM's got to get back up into that box, which is about 40 cents. A lot of liquidity up there around that 40-cent mark. I think it'll be just fine. I think it'll be just fine. But XLM didn't have the big drop that everybody had. You guys, this was Friday right here. You see XLM, that little drop right there, right? It didn't have that big, huge sell-off like everybody else. It kind of held. I mean, it sold off, but just nowhere near what everybody else did. Pepe, where's my boy Pepe? Pepe's been getting hammered. But it's hanging on, Ken. Ken, we're hanging on to that. We're hanging on to that 401 mark, though. We're hanging on, baby. Let's go. November 22 is the day. All right, we're gonna see. We're gonna see. SPX 6900. Yeah, we're gonna get there. We definitely getting the SPX. But Ken, we hanging on, baby. We hanging on to that 140s 10321 right now for Pepe. Looks like it wants to move. Pepe really looks like it wants to move. It wants to move. But look at that downtrend. Right now is probably I may look here if it drops below 10220, drops below there, I may look to add a little bit more. Not that I need to. We hanging on. Yeah, Ken, we hanging on, man. We hanging on to that one, baby. We don't want to get that one back. ZB, hold on. Just lost my chat. GBC, ZBEC. Yeah, we'll bring up ZBEC. It's right here. We'll bring up ZBEC. ZBEC's actually running. That chart looks decent. That chart looks good, man. 2057. The chart looks good. That chart looks really, really. I'll give ZBEC credit, man. They are bringing in value. What's this sarcastic and everything else say for ZBEC? Gave us a buy. What day was that? Saturday? No, Monday. When's that buy signal come in? Monday. Gave us a buy on. It gave a buy on Monday, and it's been rolling ever since. Looks good. ZBEC looks good. Yeah, Ken, I'm all about Pepe. When it flips shit, man, we gonna do a hell of a party on the stream. But yeah, no, ZBEC looks good. This one is one like I trade ZBEC. I long and short ZBEC. I trade it with leverage. I don't actually own it for the long term. I don't know. I don't see it being a long term hold for me, but I'm definitely going to try to make money trading it. And sometimes tokens are just better left to trading than they are to holding. So where's What do we want to pull up now? I want to look at Avalanche. Avalanche is interesting. $22 even right now. It's getting ready to be overbought right now though. Here's the scary part with some of these projects right now, right? They're down and they're getting and on the RSIs and everything else, it looks like they're getting ready to be overbought, which means they definitely could turn to the downside, right? So you got to be careful. You got to be careful with these ones, and Avalanche being one that you got to be careful with. I'm huge on Avalanche. I think Avalanche has got a huge catch-up trade to come, and I think they're going to make a nasty, nasty run here. But it's just a matter of they got to get some ground. They got to make up some ground. Ondo, we talked about Ondo and Ripple earlier in that partnership. Ondo sitting at 92 cents right now. It's just trading in its moving averages again. But you see Ondo is starting to put this 4-hour green candle on here. But look at how high that is right now. So it's exhausting itself fighting this fight just to stay at 92 cents. It's exhausting itself, right? So a lot of volume. And this is these danger zones for these tokens. There's a lot of volume and people are fighting to keep the price where it is. And then eventually, who's going to win? Like, is it going to be the Bulls? Or is it going to be the Bears that are going to win? And that's the rub, right? So the only thing we can do is just kick back and DCA. Like the best thing to do right now is just to kick back, DCA, and then walk away from your bag. And then when you got a little bit more money, come back, DCA, and walk away from your bag. Like literally, that is. If you're not a trader, that's the best way to play this thing right now. Because if you're just sitting here looking at charts all day long and you're not actually trading it and you're just looking at price action all day, you're going to drive yourself nuts. You really are. Because there's just so much volatility in this market right now. SPX 6900 sitting at $1.66. Definitely gaining some momentum here. But again, you look at it, it's getting up there. It's getting up there as far as whether it's going to start being overbought here or not. And it's one of these ones where you got to pay attention. We definitely got to pay attention to what's going on over here. But yeah, I don't know. I may look to add here as well. We'll see. We'll see what happens. DGI 6930. We talked a lot about this one. Sitting at 4 cents right now, but see the difference where between the other tokens we looked at in DGI 6930. It's starting to get down. It's already started its downward trend right here from being oversold. So you could catch this one sitting down here, giving you a buy dot down here before the rest of them. So definitely. This one's holding on, man. It's just kind of trading sideways between here and here in this zone right here. So definitely trading sideways. So I like this one. I like this project just because it's showing a lot of strength. Where's Bonk? Bonk's been killing it lately. Bonk went on a nice run and then it's kind of starting to fall off. This was a huge fall off right here. But yeah, so it looks like we're getting a sell signal right here that just got rejected. So we shall see what Bonk does here. But it's definitely sitting up here in the overbought territory. This one's way overbought. So this one may be coming down. This one's maybe coming down and sitting at 4024006. Bonk could be a good buy anywhere around 40s, around 4017, 4015. If it comes down there, if this thing comes down into that one area, 401, Bonk could definitely be a good pickup there. Just because of that launch pad that they have going on over there, they're going to see volume when the market picks up. That launch pad is going to see a lot of volume, so could be a good one to have in the bag. I bought some Bonk bought it a little bit higher than where it is right now, so I may look to maybe add to that. XRP trading in this downward channel right here, but now it's on the upside of that downward channel right now. So we'll see if it can break out of this box right here. We'll see if it can break out. See, it keeps hitting the top side of that box, you know, and getting rejected on this downward trend. It keeps hitting the top side of that and keeps getting rejected. So we'll see. It's got to break out of there. Shui, where are we at, Shui? This is another one that got beat up pretty good. $3.41. Got beat up pretty good, but it's starting to show a little bit here, a little bit of support right here at $3.40. If your Sui bag's not where you want it to be, pay attention to the price action here. Anything around $3.40, $3.39, probably a good buy. ISO 2022 coins go live. Yeah, they all go live in November, but we'll see. I don't think it's going to be just a flip of the switch and everything goes. Like, I think it's going to be more of a phase in phase. You know, I think everybody's ready for this November. ISO goes live in November, and everything's going to go to the moon in November. And I don't think that that's the case. I think in November, you're going to see a big spike. You're going to see a lot of this stuff kind of go live, and then you're going to see this slow, gradual phase in. And I think that's a good thing, because I think that's what sustains the super cycle. You know, I keep telling you guys, I think we're going into a super cycle, but I think the ISO 2022 phase in is going to sustain that super cycle, and the RWAs will assist in sustaining that super cycle. You know, I think them two things right there will take the bull market and they'll drag it out to what we know as a super cycle. So I don't want this to just drop in November and just be done. Yeah, all transactions are going to move over to the blockchain, right? To the blockchain. But keep in mind that even though all transactions are moving over to the blockchain, doesn't necessarily mean that your token is going to the moon on that particular day. You know, on that particular day. That's not what that means. You know who I think might be the biggest winner out of all this? You know who I think might, as far as percent gains go? As far as percent gains when it comes to a lot of this stuff, Chainlink's doing big things too. We didn't look at the link price, but we usually do that every day. Let's see where you guys are at right here. I think Hedera Hedera is gonna make moves during this ISO and RWA run that I don't think that a lot of people are expecting. I hear people talking about it, but I don't think that a lot of people are expecting it. And I can give you guys, let's look at it, right? Let's say it's sitting right now at a $10.2 billion market cap, right? Let's say HBAR gets to $2.40. That puts it at $100.2 billion market cap. Well, who's sitting at $102 billion right now? Well, let's just kind of have a look here. Let's just kind of have a look. 60. BNB is probably the closest at 106, right? So we know that the rest of the market's going to push to the upside, right? We know that the rest of the market's going to push. They're going to gain market cap and all that. I think Hedera can push up in here between 102 and Solana at 88, right? Because Solana's going to do numbers. So that thing's going to, that market cap's going to go. That market cap's going to go pretty damn high. So I do think that Hedera could push up inside of that between 102 and 88, right? And them are big gains, right? Now, you're not going to sit here, and XRP sitting at $2.95 right now. In order for it to do a $20 XRP, you got to be looking at 1.7 trillion, right? 1.7 trillion in market cap, right? So right now, that's a lot of money coming in, which it can do. Like, I'm not saying it can. Like the Ondo partnership, the ISO 2022 coming out and all that. I'm not going to sit here and say you're going to get $100 or $1,000 XRP. I'm not that naive, right? But when you look at it, that's a lot. The bigger the market cap, the harder it is to move, right? It's just that simple. You can move a meme coin's market cap like with a little bit of money. You start getting up into these bigger market caps, you're not moving that without big, huge institutional money moving that price. And we know institutional money manipulates price as well. So you have to get through the price manipulation in order to get to the big move. So, but I think HBAR is going to surprise a lot of people, because I think the upside is there, and the market cap size says that you'll be able to move it. Shit, are you crazy, Junior? Market cap applies to everything. Market cap is the beginning, middle, and end. When you look at MC, if you can't move your MC, you're not moving your price. So market cap is everything, and that's why you see Bitcoin. People will say it's sitting at 114,200 right now. It'll move up to 100, 115, 116, and everybody will say Bitcoin's on a massive run. You've only moved it $2,000, but you know how much money you got to have to move that thing $2,000? MC is everything. Like, look, I'm not. You're here for the money, right? You want to make money off of projects, right? This is why you're here, right? You're trying to make money off of crypto. In order for that MC to move, in order for you to make money, they got to move that MC. Protocols, yeah, the XRP ledger is built to move big money in between banks and institutions and things like that. But the key is it moving money in your pocket? Is it moving money in your pocket? I wouldn't give a damn, Junior, if you moved $1 million from your bank account to a bank in Africa. Has zero effect on me. Doesn't move the price of XRP so that when I cash my XRP out, I'm putting money in my pocket. And if that's not the case, then I don't really give a damn. XRP is no different than anybody else, Junior. Market cap is market cap. You have to move the market cap to move the price. It's not different. XRP is not special. You have to move that price. I mean, the majority of people that are holding XRP are holding it for the tech. They're not holding it for the tech. It'll move everyone's money. XRP is going to play a big role in the movement of money, but I think there's other projects out here that are going to play a big role as well. I mean, we got to let this system evolve and we got to let it build. But yeah, I mean, I'm not sleeping. I own XRP. I own a lot of XRP. But what I will say is market cap matters. It matters. That price matters. I don't want to be here 6 months from now talking about $3.50 XRP. If XRP can't move during this bull market and get itself up to where it's got substantial gains in it, and I say substantial gains, I'm not stupid when I say people will say, oh my god, XRP is going to get to $100 or $1,000. That's just absolutely craziness. But if we're not sitting here 6 months from now and XRP's sitting at $5 to $7, then something's fundamentally wrong. MC has to. MC has to be high, but MC does have to be high for price stability, right? But this thing still should be sitting between $5 and $7 here in about another 6 months. We don't want to be here in another 6 months talking about XRP at 350. If we are, then there's something going on behind the scenes that's fundamentally wrong. That's fundamentally holding the price down, and that's not what you want. What do you want? You want to be sitting here a year from now going, hey, XRP's at 450. No. And I'm telling you the truth. I'm not. Me. I tell you guys all the time. I'm not fanboying anything. I'm not holding anything. I'm not round tripping anything. I'm not fanboying anything when it comes to these projects. I'm not doing anything. XRP set out 2 bull cycles. It set out 2 bull cycles, right? And it held that MC pretty steady where it is through the whole court case, right? So if that MC doesn't move with the rest of the market, because if we're sitting here talking about a 350 XRP, and you could be talking about $120 $120,000 Bitcoin, $4,000 Ethereum. If it doesn't move with the rest of the market, then you tell me what the problem is. You tell me what the problem is. Overtaking Swift. Everybody's trying to overtake Swift, right? I think the conversation needs to change about Swift. They're not going to overtake. They may work directly with Swift or, something like that. But the Swift system may or may not go away, right? It may or may not. People may work with the Swift system, with the Swift system to make it better, faster, more convenient, or it may go away. Like, that's yet to be seen, right? That's yet to be seen. I think people need to just kind of, when it comes to XRP, I tell people all the time, just kind of chill for a minute, because, it's not going to be, everything that everybody thinks that XRP is going to be, but it's not going to be nothing that, some people say XRP is going to do the whole banking and every single transaction. That's not going to happen. And some people will say that XRP is gonna go away like a fart in the wind. Well, that's not going to happen either, right? There's this evolution of the financial system that's about to happen, and it'll happen over time. It'll happen slowly. It'll happen. When it's going to happen. Swift and the big bankers will fight the system. And you're going to have to get through that fight, right? And you don't flip the switch in the whole banking system. Here's the part that kills me, that people don't understand, is you don't just flip the switch and the whole banking system change. It's not going to happen. It's going to take some time. MC matters, though, Junior. MC matters. Market cap matters. Yeah, slow transactions will leave. They will go away. There's no doubt about it. They're already going away. I could literally take USDC and send it from where I'm at right now to Ken in the EU and have it be there in seconds. Slow, methodical transactions are already leaving. Are already leaving. It's just a matter to. It's just a matter of you know getting it into the banking system, but it can already be done. It can already be on an individual basis. It can already be done. You know, it's now can you put it into the system to have it done worldwide? You disagree, DG? I know you do, Junior. I know you do, and it's okay. It's okay. I welcome the conversation because there's two sides to every conversation, and if you can have the conversation legitimately, then it's a legitimate conversation to be had. Uh, and we'll see, though. We'll see. But I'm not of the belief that you're going to flip a switch and everything changes. I don't think that that's how it's going to go. But I'm telling you right now, there's no reason that we should be sitting here 6 months from now with a $3.50 XRP. And if we are, then just know that something's fundamentally wrong behind the scenes. I just don't think that they're going to flip it in November and everybody's going to get on board. I don't think it's going to happen. Was that DeFi going green? Yes, it was. I think the hourly's looking good, yo. But we're gonna see, Junior. We're gonna keep our hands on this thing, Junior. I hope you're right. I just don't think you are. But I hope you are. You have a choice. A choice doesn't mean you flip the switch. But yeah, you have a choice now. But yeah, we're going green here, guys. We're going green, y'all. Market looks good, man. Market looks good. Looks good on the hour, not on the day. But I do like where we are right now. I do like Ethereum sitting at 3,600 right now and gaining ground this morning. I like it. I like it. I like it. I do think we're going to trade sideways, though, guys. I don't think we're going to see a big moonshot up here. United States pre-markets are looking really good. Did the European pre-markets turn around? I mean, did the European trading sessions trade? Yeah, they're turning the corner. They're turning the corner over there in Europe. Gotta go. All right, Curtis. Oh, the big watch. The market is so manipulated. It's manipulated like crazy right now. All these big projects have all of these they're all manipulated big watch. It's ridiculous because you can basically call it, right? You can call Bitcoin, you can call Ethereum, you can call all these big market caps just by the amount of liquidations and where the liquidations are. If the liquidations are up high, they're going to go up there, they're going to grab that liquidity and then drop the market back down. Ken says he's with me on this one. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see though, Ken, as this market starts to unfold, like in November and stuff. The perception that people have of what's going to happen, and then we're going to see what's going to happen, right? And we're going to have that conversation, but it's gonna. I don't think it's going to be an overnight success, but the market looks good, man. I think you guys. Here's my thought on the market. Later, Curtis. Yeah. Here's my thought on where we're at on the market. I think we're going to trade sideways with Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all the altcoins for about the next month and a half, right? I think right now is this accumulation period. We're back into this accumulation period, which the numbers will tell you, we're back in Bitcoin season, right? Right here at 36 out of 100, which means, we should be accumulating these altcoins, right? So you want to front run that narrative, right? You're going to front run that altcoin narrative again. So I think we're back in this month and a half of accumulation where it's time now to, sit back and look at your bags, right? And just say, where can I get better? Time will tell. Time will tell, Ken. It will. And the one thing that's going to happen is we will get to that date, and either it will happen or it won't happen, right? That's a guarantee. That's the only thing that's guaranteed. But I'm gonna get out of here, guys. But yeah, so right now is just an accumulation period, right? So what I'm doing, I can't tell you guys what to do with your bags and stuff, and I think we're just trading sideways, guys. I think we're just gonna go sideways for a little while. We're gonna get a range, and we're just gonna trade within that range for a month and a half. And my suggestion is look at your bags, figure out where you're light, figure out what you want to add. Like, now is the time. Pull up the chart, look at it, see what range it's trading in, buy at the low end of that range, and just buckle in. I think Q4 is going to be that quarter where we start to get our rate cuts, and everything else starts to happen around Q4, and you start to see this thing ramp up in Q4, and we've been saying that here for a long time. Q4, right? So we've been, and I think you're going to start to see that ramp up. I still think that we're in for a super cycle. I think it got kicked back a little bit out of Q3 into Q4, but I still think that we're going to get there. We're going to kind of move this boat forward. But yeah, just make sure your bags are straight. You know what I mean? And don't do it all at once. Put a little bit in the market, see where it goes. Put a little bit more in the market, see where it goes. And just kind of just inch your way into the projects that you want to hold. And that's the best way to play these markets, in my opinion, right now, because they're so volatile and they're so manipulated. That you kind of got to play. You got to kind of play the game, man. Don't go all in. So that's where I think we're at. That's where I think we're headed, and I think we're going to be sitting here for about the next month, and we're just going to trade sideways. And I don't think that that's a bad thing. Sideways until September. I think we're gonna, I think with 25 basis points, 25 to 50 basis point rate cut is what you're gonna get in September. But all right, y'all. All right, Big Watch Dude. All right, everybody else, we up out of here. I will probably stream live today on TikTok as well, so you can come and join us over there. Probably around 8 p.m. Y'all on there for an hour as well. So come on over there and hang out. And I'll see you guys in a little bit, and I'll see you guys on Friday. So with that, you guys have a good one, man. Let's make some money. Let's build these bags. Let's get ready for this super cycle, and let's go, y'all. We up out of here. Peace.